I'm Linda Mihara, and in today's class, I'm going to show you a really cool one-piece tree, perfect for the holidays. Let's get started.
Okay, so for the tree, we do need some scissors. Super easy model, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to take a 10-inch paper here so that you can kind of see. So now we need to do some pre-creases, okay? So we're going to go ahead and color side facing up, fold it into a triangle. Hold your points together, pull straight down, and fold. Go ahead and unfold, rotate, and fold the other triangle. So we're going to fold a preliminary base. So that's that double square. This is a super easy way to do it. And then unfold. Turn the paper over. We're looking at the back side now, and we're going to fold both rectangles. So fold one rectangle. And fold. Make these nice crisp folds, okay? Open it up, rotate, and fold the final rectangle. And you want to keep it folded in this rectangle. So keep it folded. Make sure it's a nice, clean, crisp fold. And now we're going to find the folded edge. Here's my folded edge. Grab each corner of the folded edge and swing the four corners together that you see there. So again, it's a hinge. So the center pops open. Grabbing the two corners, push it together. Go ahead and make two flaps go on one side, two flaps go to the other side, and flatten. And you should have this, the preliminary base. Okay, so you got two flaps, open end facing you. So now we're going to do some squash folding. Okay, ready? So we're going to take one flap. Now, I'm going to refer to this as the spine. Every time we set up for a squash fold, we have to reinforce this spine, which is you take the flap, fold it over to the other side, and bring it to the center. Now you've got a pocket. The open end should be facing you, so you should have a pocket right here. So slide your finger into the pocket until it pops open, and then squash fold it, lining up your fold on top with the center line here. It should open up to a point, okay? So go ahead and squash fold that. Turn the model over. You should have two flaps on one side. So take the one that has the two flaps, take this and flip it over, reinforcing the spine, and bring it to the center. We're going to repeat. So slide your finger into the pocket here until it pops open like this, and then squash it down, keeping the center line lined up with the middle of the model here. It should come to a point here. Okay, so now we're going to, let's see, best way to do this is we're going to take this side and you're just going to flip it over to one side like that. You have the next flap, flip that over, reinforcing the spine, and bring that to the center. So your model should look like this. You should have one flap face up, and then the final flap is over here. Could be over here, but it should be over here. Go ahead and slide your finger in, pop it open, squash fold it, keeping the center line in mind as you do. It's also helpful if you fold from the top out. Then the paper doesn't get bunched up in here. Okay. Now flip the model over. Take this flap, fold it over to the left against the spine. Take your final flap, fold it over reinforcing the spine, and bring it to the center. Slide your finger into the pocket till it pops open, and squash fold, keeping the center line in mind. Start your fold from the top and work your way down. Okay. How's that looking? Okay, looking good. Awesome. So you should have 4 flaps on one side and 4 flaps on the other side. If you don't, go ahead and divide it so that you end up with this face up, and you've got 4 flaps and 4 flaps. Okay, this is cool because this is a repetitive fold. What you do to one side, you do to the others. So now let's take the flap on the right, and fold it over using the spine. And so now this flap here, so it should look like this. It shouldn't have any white showing. We should be looking at this side here. You're going to take this top flap here and fold it up. You see where it ends here? We're going to create a triangle basically by folding that up as far as it'll go, which actually ends at these 2 points here. Okay. And again, you've got your center line fold to kind of keep symmetrical here. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to pleat it back down. So we're going to fold it down, and I would say you want to leave just a little bit of space like this. It's for 6-inch, it's probably going to be about 1/8 of an inch, kind of like what we did for Santa. And then now we're going to take this bottom flap, this edge here. See, we have an upside down triangle. So these both of these edges, we're going to create a valley fold that comes up. It's approximate. I would say let's use some guidelines so that you can be consistent. So you see where the edge is here. So we're going to start our fold here. So you can kind of watch this before you actually do it. And then bring it up to about here. And then we're going to take this edge, start that fold, and we're going to bring it up. And what happens is it ends up making a point here. So now let's fold that flap back to the right. And then fold this next flap over to the right. So now we are looking at this here. And repeat. So take this bottom flap, fold it up into a triangle as far as it'll go. Fold it back down. And then fold. Now you've got the point from the previous step as a guide. So you're starting your fold from this edge here, and we're bringing it up, and it should hit the point from the previous flap, like that. And then taking this other side and folding that up, and it should match the one in the back. Okay. So now let's turn the model over. Let's turn them over. Now you should have one flap here and a bunch of, let's see, 2 flaps here. So take the one on the left and fold it over and repeat. So take that triangle, that point, fold it up into a triangle, fold it back down, approximate pleat. Take this bottom edge and fold it up, starting from this point here. It should match what you see behind, so that makes it easy. And then take this edge and fold that up. Okay. And then the final one, we got to find the final one. So let's flip that over to the left and flip it again, flip the next one over. So now we've got the final one. So go ahead and fold that triangle up. Pleat it back down. Take this bottom edge and fold it out, starting at this point here and being even with what you've got on the bottom here. And then taking this edge and folding that up. Remember, we're starting from this point here. And that should all be even. Okay. So now we're done with the folding. And what I want you to do, let's see here. That's one thing I forgot. Okay. So, you know, this edge, this flap that we created, just fold it down. So it should look like this. And see if you can go to the other ones and fold all of those down. Sorry, I forgot that step. What you could do is keep turning the pages till you find the ones that didn't fold down. Just keep flipping them back and forth. Okay. Okay. So now, if you can go ahead and have it so that it's split, even number. So you have 4 and 4. Okay. So your tree should look like this in profile. Got a little white point down there. Okay. So now we're going to get your scissors and we're going to make 4 cuts, and you could cut all 4 at the 4 flaps at the same time, making it really easy. And so if you imagine a tree, you can do a straight cut across. I kind of like doing an angle cut. So to space it out evenly, let's kind of go to the halfway point here. Let's make our first cut, and I'm going to make it at an angle. And you want to not go all the way to the center. We want to leave a little space between the cut and the center line, like you see here. Then make another parallel cut above that. Oops. And then another parallel cut below that. So you see where my cuts end. If you move one page over to the left, now you have the same exact cuts that you can duplicate on this side. So let's go ahead and do that. Cut through all the layers on the left. I love this model because it looks so good. You know, you make a nice big one for the table. It's a lot of fun. So now we have symmetrical cuts all the way around. Okay, so now let's find, and what we're going to do is we're going to work with the right side and flip, and then right side and then flip, and keep doing that. So where the cuts are, so on the top cut, we're going to fold it. Just take the one layer, or you know, it's folded. And the fold is going to be from where the end of the cut is to the point of that branch. So for example, it's going to look like this. So from the start of the cut and ending at the point, which is where the next cut is. So you're just going to fold that down and then do the next one. So here's the next one. We're going to fold that down, starting from the end of the cut to the point. Like that. And then the final one. Yeah, make sure that you're not folding two sets of, it should be just one double flap that you've got. When you get to the bottom, you know how we have this little angle fold that we have? So you want the fold to come to where the point is here. So you see, you still have a little bit of an angle down here, okay? So then after you do that, turn the page and start on the next one. This is really satisfying. You just keep, keep turning the pages, and it helps to keep consistent and just working with one side, whether it's the left side or the right side. Just make sure that you do it all the same side, so it doesn't end up being bulky in between branches. Okay. Keep turning it, split your pages, and keep, isn't this fun? This is really satisfying. Then you can get some gel markers and make some, decorations on there. And just keep folding. So you can see when we have the angle, it just makes a nice, I like the tree. If you want it to be more straight out, then just make a straight horizontal cut, a right angle cut to the center of the tree. Okay, so this is something you can have fun with. And the other option with this is that you don't have to fold this part down. You fold your preliminary base, you squash fold all the flaps, and then if you just fold the triangle up, the tree will just sit right on the table. You're not going to have a little extra for it to sit, raise it up from. So that's fine. You don't have to do this additional part here. Just fold the triangle up and it'll sit right flat on the table. Okay. And this, of course, as you know, can flatten, and you could send this in the card, and then when they get it, they can, pop it open. Or like if you saw how I did the pop-up card last week, attach it to the flap on the inside flat, and then when they get it, it will open up real nicely too. Or, they might need to pop it open. But if you send it to them loose as an ornament, it'll be, it's festive. And then of course you can put a little, an ornament hook through the top and hang it. It should stand. If it doesn't stand, just flatten out the points here, which I'm going to do because mine does not stand. So I'm taking out the points of the trunk. And there you go. That's what we need to do. And then you've got your cool tree. Isn't that neat?
Thank you for joining me for this tree class, and happy folding.